Would all please stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The order of business is the adoption of the agenda. It is recommended that the agenda of the June 10th, 2019 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be approved as presented. Do I have a motion? Barb motions. We have a second.
Second.
George seconds. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries 4-0. For your information, Melissa Middleton couldn't be here. I've got her on a speakerphone, so she's able to listen in to the meeting. I think it'll be noted in the minutes that she participated, but she will not be noted as being in attendance, and she is unable to vote. Approval of the minutes. It is recommended that the minutes of the May 13th, 2019 regular meeting and the May 28th, 2019 special meeting of the board be approved as presented. Do I have a motion for that?
No motion.
George makes the motion. Second. Seconded by Derek. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Superintendent's report.
All right. There was something on Facebook. Somebody had called me and said something about the elementary recesses being canceled, and we will no longer have elementary recess. Just letting you know that is not true. 100%. That was never talked about. That was never in discussion or anything like that. So just to make sure, elementary recesses will continue. Even at the elementary level, they do even have like a walking club as well in the mornings. They'll have the afternoon recess. They still have their 45 minutes of PE. So please, if you hear somebody say anything at all about elementary recesses not happening, they are happening, and it was never discussed. So anyway, just kind of want to throw that out there. Also, just want to give kudos and congratulations to Eli Gross. Represented South Spencer extremely well in Bloomington at the state track meet. He moved up 3 places in his 200 dash. And then also Kelsey Bowles as well. Congratulations to her and Dad as well. She ended up 4th at state, so she was a state finalist. She jumped 5'7". That's taller than a couple people in here. That's impressive. With a new school record as well. So congratulations to Kelsey Bowles there. And at this time, we have a couple of retirees, and we'd like to honor them. So if Jane, you want to start us off? Thank you.
I've had 2 retirees this year, one at Luce and one at high school. The first one was Luce, and that's Vicki Schertz. And I met Vicki when I started 14 years ago. And she's been here over 24 years. But I remember we talked, and we had a lot to talk about. And all of a sudden she goes, "I know your husband. I went to school with him." And she has been wonderful as far as running the kitchen. She went through the renovation with us at the Luce Elementary. She also has been wonderful with the kids. If you know any child that has went to Luce, they remember Miss Vicki. Hugs, kisses, good food. They tell everybody that she has the best mashed potatoes in all of Spencer County. She always learned. She's a quick study. She had to learn some new equipment when we had the renovation, but they learned quickly. She has always been I've always been able to call her and we talk about what's going on, if there needs to be changes or not changes. But she has been, I just love working with her. She's always calling me. She calls me Sissy. I think she calls everybody Sissy, but I'd say she calls me Sissy. And so our boss. That was my nickname with her. And but I really had a good time with her. And don't you cry. Don't you cry. My next retiree is Joyce Shelby. She's from the high school. She was a cashier. And she also did Joyce's bar, if everybody's been to high school knows. Everybody knows Miss Vicki from when they start school. Everybody remembers Joyce when they leave. Because she was, no, it doesn't. Nothing hurts you. But she's one of the cashiers that you will hear. She was either mean to them or not, or the best thing in the world, because she always chased them saying, "You're in the red, you're in the red." But she didn't do that just to kids. She also did that to adults. She did not discriminate. So, but Joyce has been wonderful to work with. Our families, not us, but our families grew up together. Her dad, my dad, they all were in the same group of people where we came from, and so we had a lot to talk about. We had a lot in common, and it helped a lot because we were the older ones when I came along. Everybody had left, and she was the one I went to when I needed how did they do this, or how did this work? And we made changes together. She hates change. Trust me, she hates it. It's like pulling teeth, but she does do it. She will do it. She gets on board eventually. She has been great as far as she was my birthday rememberer. She was the anniversary rememberer. Anything that needed a present, she said, "Jane, we got to get presents for this." So she was my go-to for that. I don't have anybody do that now, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But she is, and always will be, is a really great friend. And you don't want to know what she called me.
What's a surprise?
It's a surprise.
At the high school, I officially have one that I'm going to be speaking about this evening. But before I talk about Peggy, Joyce, again, Joyce is leaving the high. I couldn't pass off the opportunity, Joyce. Come on now.
You could.
Probably not. Yeah, so, but no, Joyce, whenever she left, she gave a thank you card to all of us who were, who she felt like had purchased different things for her at the end, and just saying thank you for all the great years that she had spent there. I believe it was about 25 years. And on the outside of the card, it had a lady in a convertible with her hair flying in the wind, going about 90 miles an hour, heading out of the parking lot, okay? And that was very typical. So, Joyce, we just want to say thank you. Appreciate everything that you've done. And then, yes, please. And then also Mr. Malone in choir. Mr. French will be talking about Mr. Malone. But again, Mr. Malone, a great 2 years. It's been a privilege to know you and your friendship. I appreciate your friendship. An individual, a man who truly cares about all of his kids, and just did whatever he could for the kids during choir to make them feel a part and to bring kids in. So, Mr. Malone, again, I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate everything. Okay, Peggy Gardner, if you would come up front and center, please. Peggy's been with the school corporation, we believe, for 24 years, and I'm sure there's a lot of people here in the room who could do a much better job of telling what great things she has done over the past 24 years. Mr. Collins, right up there, front and center. Yes, Joyce, Jane, everyone. But Peggy was very kind. She's very compassionate. She was an aide with our students. She started out working with individuals one-on-one with the kids, and then she switched over and was working with groups of kids. And then this last year, she finished up again working individual one-on-one. And what a great year you had. I know it was very difficult in some situations, but she just came every day with a smile on her face, and we had lots of laughs and lots of good times. It was remarkable to see how she bonded with her students and just knew what she needed day in and day out. And for those of you who are aides in this room and have worked with our special students at schools of all levels, elementary school, middle school, high school, there's not a more important job in the school corporation than working with our kids one-on-one. So Peggy, for 24 years of great service, I want to say thank you, appreciate it very much. Thank you.
All right, so I have two individuals to recognize this evening. First off, I'm going to start with Mr. David Malone. Mr. Malone, just like Mr. Bush said, serviced both the kids at the high school and the middle school. I first, came to know Mr. Malone when my son went through high school. My son did the chorus and theater and things like that. And that was the first time that I understood, how big of a child advocate Mr. Malone was. Each and every day, Austin would come home, talk with him, how his day went, and he really loved music. And so, we would have our conversations about, what was going on, and and he would talk about Mr. Malone and just, the mentorship, the advocacy, the things that he did, not only for him, but basically for all the kids in the program. And so that, of course, was my first understanding and knowing of Mr. Malone. Well, for about the last 5 or 6 years, I've been the principal here at the middle school, and Mr. Malone, of course, spends half the day here. And middle school chorus is probably one of the most difficult courses maybe to teach. When we have all of our kids go through Mr. Malone's class, not all of them want to be there. You know how middle schoolers are, and so the things that he went through each and every day here at the middle school, trying to get those kids motivated, was it was a great deal of work. But when you saw the productions that he put on, not only at the high school, but here at the middle school, if you ever had the privilege to see those, then you know exactly what I'm talking about the time and the effort and the advocacy he put in. Our last middle school play this year, he was still advocating for the programs, here at South Spencer for, the theater and the music. And that just goes to show that, those are the types of educators that we definitely want. We want those educators that are here for our kids each and every day. And he loves music, and he wants, his students to love that. And so I just greatly appreciate the work and the effort that he put in each and every day here, serving the parents, students, and staff at South Spencer Christian Corporation. Also this year, the middle school is going to be losing Mrs. Jean Tomlinson. Jean was here for about 16 and a half years, and she was a teaching assistant here, not only at the middle school, but I think a majority of her time was here at the middle school. And again, I've spent the last 5 to 6 years with her. And again, she's another one of those adults that you definitely want working with your kids. Each and every day, she would pull kids, work with kids, study with kids, doing whatever they needed to kind of help motivate them and get them going. So each and every day, they were giving their best effort and helping those teachers in the class. When I talked with the teachers that she serviced, she was a godsend. It was just one of those things that, they appreciated each and every day what Jean, did for them. And of course, she was here for so many years. She knew sometimes what to do before they did. And so she would see things going on in the class, and she would move this direction and, help this, student and, those types of things. And not only during the school day, but Jean dedicated a lot of time after hours to our athletic programs. She would run our concession stands, help out, selling the things, cooking up the popcorn, and even during the day, whenever we'd have school activities here, she would be there to pitch in and help. And regardless of whatever we needed, because in schools, things change. And so at a moment's notice, you need somebody to do something differently than they've done every other day. And if I went to Jean, no hesitation,
did what I asked when they needed it, and always did a great job. So Jean's not here tonight, but anyways, we definitely just wanted to say a few words and recognize Jean for her service to the student, staff, and parents at South Spencer.
And Mr. Malone, we were talking motorcycles and that kind of thing. He came in with a helmet on and said, "What did you come here in?" He said, "A motorcycle." And I said, "How long you had it?" He goes, "Oh, I just got it not too long ago." And I said, "Well, how long ago?" And he said, "A month ago." And I said, "Okay, was it before the last day of school or after the last day of school?" He said, "After the last day of school." So you have to see his big 1,300 hog out there that he rode in on. So impressive. So Mrs. Connie Freeman, she's been teaching for 34 years. She started off at the Rockport Elementary as a 4th grade teacher, then moved to Luce and has been there ever since at 2nd grade. When talking with Mrs. Adams, who could not be here tonight, well, I say could not, she's on vacation in Florida, but she could not be here tonight. She said, "Connie always has a way of encouraging the staff with her quick wit and her words of wisdom and advice." So she is a teacher who, her students show a lot of growth academically. Her quality of education, of instruction was outstanding. But what I've noticed the most about Mrs. Freeman was the joy that she brought to the classroom. Just going in there, just seeing the kids, how happy they were and excited about the learning process. And then they would always sing songs as well, so they could always sing me a song too when I came in, which was nice during recess as well. So it was just awesome. You know, Mrs. Freeman is a highly effective teacher. Students and parents, when your students and parents, they love you. Your faculty and staff, they care about you, and they love you as well. You're at the top of your game in the educational world. I would say in our educational process, the way we would put things would be if you were in the NBA finals and you were the MVP of the NBA finals, and then you retired right after that. I feel like this is what Mrs. Connie Freeman has done, is going out at the top of her game. She's just been awesome. The one thing I would say, I do hope that you follow in a certain person's footsteps. A person who I have admired for 40 plus years, and that would be your dad. How he always comes back to Luce and volunteers and things like that. So love to have you back at Luce, whether volunteer or whatever it would be. Love to have you back. Just to see your smile, and more importantly, to see the joy that you bring back to the school and around the kids, and the love that you have for your kids. So Mrs. Connie Freeman. And normally after we do the superintendent's reports and things like that, we can say, hey, you can leave. Retirees, you can't leave. You have to stay. There is there is cake and punch up here. And thank you, Jake, for doing it for us. Thank you.
Congratulations again to all you retirees for all the years of service. We're losing some great people. Next item on our agenda is the consent agenda that we need to approve. Those items, you guys have all of that before you. Just need a motion to approve that consent agenda.
Make the motion.
George makes that motion. Do I have a second? Barb seconds. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Consent agenda approved 4-0. We have administrative recommendations. They're all listed in one item. We have seven people being hired for the 2019-2020 school year on the recommendation of the superintendent, pending clear background checks. And they are Maggie Caudill, head cook, Luce Elementary; Joanne Benjamin, special education teacher, Rockport Elementary; Wyatt Morris, South Spencer Middle School, special needs teaching assistant; Jennifer Wilhelmus, South Spencer Middle School Special Needs Teaching Assistant. Dakota Reese, South Spencer High School Cross Country Coach. Casey Foltz Nellis, Rockport Elementary Kindergarten Teacher. And Noel McLemore, South Spencer High School Middle School Band Teaching Assistant. I have a motion to approve. Derek makes the motion. I have a second. Barb seconds. All those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Those administrative recommendations carry 4-0. We have some of them here tonight.
Go stand up.
No, she's here.
Very glad to have you, thank you.
Anybody, do we have anybody else that was just approved here this evening? Just Casey. Congratulations, Casey. Next on the agenda would be statements from the public. Do we have anybody who would like to make a statement at this time?
I will.
Please state your name.
Hi, I'm Cindy Lawrence, and I really just want to say that, first of all, Mr. Malone, he has just been very helpful with both my kids. But I had a situation with one of my kids about a year ago, and there was a problem in school. He was the first person that reached out to me, and it was really meant a lot to me. He's always been very special ever since, so I really appreciate you. Thank you. And then two, I have kids at both ends of the academic spectrum, so to speak. So they both had really good years. Raiden got runner-up for the Monday Most Outstanding Students, and that was an honor. And then I have another child who struggles in school, and she had a great year. One of the reasons she had a great year is because everyone, like Mr. Malone, went out of the way to help. We did some private tutoring with 2 or 3 of the teachers. That really helped. So getting her through school has been a struggle, and at times you just wondered how it was really going to go. So I was very appreciative for everything that we've had in the last year. She's going to be a senior, and just wanted to say thank you. I would have said it last time, but I don't count my chickens before they hatch, and we didn't have a pork barge yet. So you just don't cash your check until it's in your hands. So, but anyway, I appreciate it, and thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Any other statements? All righty, then the next meeting date, the next regular meeting of the board will be Monday, July 8th, 2019 at 6:00 p.m. right here in the middle school cafeteria. The time is 6:23. I have a motion to adjourn. George motion, so I second. Eric second. All those in favor, aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Everybody's welcome to hang around for some lunch, cake.